Hey friends, it's Andrea here from Crafter Support. Welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this shaker card. Now the one on the left I've already made for you, and I use my creative memory tools to do that. But today we're going to be making this one on the right with the Cricut Joy Xtra. So I also have tips and tricks in here how to use your foiling tool as a scoring tool in your Cricut Joy Xtra, and a bunch of other tips and tricks you guys can use to make this sort of project. So let's just go ahead, jump into Design Space and get creating. Mine is in beta up here, and all that means is I get things released that are still might have some hiccups in it that Cricut's working out. And when it's in beta, you guys can try things out more, especially I believe if you're an Access member. So like something quick new on here is Create AI. You have your new tools menu, like your editing is right here. And what I'm gonna do for the shaker card is just very basic, making the same card that we made the other day, but I had a request, like I said, for this particular card. So we're gonna make it the same way. But I'm just going to show you how to do it with the Cricut. So you're just going to pick a circle, and I'm thinking a 2x2 circle is going to be fine. So let's pull that in, and then we're going to pick another circle. So we're going to have two circles right now. And this circle I'm going to make 1.75 because we want that 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So let me click here and look at, I'm getting used to this layout. I'm not used to how this all like comes out. So I'm going to close that off. I'm going to come up here. Nope, I don't need that either. Nope, I don't need that. We're going to come up here and I'm going to click 1.75. Actually, I want to get rid of all the others. So what this will do is it'll give you a 1/4 of an inch circle cut all the way around. All right, so we have this, we're gonna pull it up here. And now I wanna change the color. So let me do that. Just come up here to this square. It can be any color. I'll just make it gray so it's definitely different. And we're just gonna stick it inside the larger circle. We're gonna highlight it, and then we're gonna click Align. And we're gonna do center horizontally. We're gonna click Align again. We're gonna click center vertically. And then we're going to slice it. So I'm going to go here, and then this will pop up what is capable to be done with this item. So down here, you just like scroll down and it'll say slice right here. So just click on slice, and then you're going to pull your image out like this. So this is going to be the builder circle, right? So that's the thing that gives you the height. And we're going to make, let's see, we're going to make 8 of these. So we have one, we're going to come over here to duplicate, and we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I'm going to pull this circle away, and I'm going to delete it. Because remember, we started with a 2-inch circle. So that's what we want circle-wise. We just needed the smaller circle to make the opening. So now I'm going to go back to shapes. I'm going to pick a circle again and a circle again. So we're going to need 2 full circles. This circle is going to be what goes on our background. Okay, so that's going to be the background. So let's just make that one, let's make it orange. So there's our orange. And this is going to be the clear front. So this is going to be the cellophane. Oh, I apologize, guys. This is going to be the cellophane that not cellophane, but the clear covering, whatever it is you're using for that. So I'm going to make that just white. Okay. So this is all we need to build the shaker card with the Cricut, because we're going to cut our paper at the 4 1/4 by 5.5. Or I'm sorry, it'd be 5.5 by 8.5 if you're cutting a piece of paper in half. If you have a 12 by 12 sheet and you want to cut your whole entire card base, the only reason I don't recommend that is because you're going to waste paper. I really recommend if you're going to cut your card base, it needs to be done with a trimmer, or you could even, like, if you don't have a trimmer, you can measure it out, draw a line on the back of it and cut it out with scissors. Like, I really don't recommend wasting the paper, but if you only had that option, like say you were like, I'm not good at cutting straight, because I certainly am not, that's why I have Cricut. You could easily build your own card base. Excuse me, friends. You could easily build your own card base. You could easily build your own card base on the actual Cricut. So let's just do that. All right. We're going to get our square. I always start with the square. I don't know why. You could do a rectangle because it's going to be a rectangle, but you need it to be 5.5 inches high. So 5.5. Nope. High, I said. Do it, make it the right height. So 5.5 by, we're going to click the little unlock here, and we're going to do it by 8.5. Okay, so this is going to be our card base. Now we need to put a score line in it. So here's the thing, if you're using your Cricut Joy Xtra, you can't score with your Cricut Joy Xtra. Well, I mean, you can. There's a hack I need to show you guys. I've been meaning to do that. I'm going to have to. There's a hack to do it, but you can't use your stylus, like the scoring stylus that comes with like your Explorer Air and up. So the Joys can't score, which is crazy to me because they can foil. It doesn't make sense, you know? Like, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on that, but it'll be fine. We can do that. So we can score our own line, and that would be at 4.25 by 5.5. And how you would do that if you're not using the Cricut Joy Xtra is you would just come back into shapes. You would grab your score line, stretch it out to 5.5. Probably be better to measure this one with the right here. So go to the height would be 5.5. And then you're going to highlight them both. And you're going to click align, center horizontally, and then center vertically. And I should make it a different color so you can see it. Well, I guess I can't. Let's make the background a different color. So we're going to make that just say white because it's, and then you have your score line. And then the most important thing that people forget to do once they align it and make it perfect, they forget to attach it. Click off of it, click on the score line, and then go up to your options, and I would click foil. All right. So I would do a fine foil, right? And then I would just stick my foiling tool in whenever I'm going to score. So I'll do a video showing you guys that. Maybe I'll just do it in this video. Okay. So this is what we'll do. I'll just show you the hack here, but you still have to attach it. So come over here, come to edit, and arrange light effects. I don't know why it's not allowing me to attach that, because it needs to be attached. Let me see if I'm missing something. Sometimes, oh, it's over here. They didn't move attach. Okay, this is why. You guys probably saw it the whole time and I was like, where did it go? So here it is. Here's the option to attach. So now it's gonna foil, right? Let me try something else. Now that I've done that, let me unattach it. Guys, this is what I do when I get on my computer and play with Cricut. Like when I say play, I mean like mess around and try to figure something out. I will do whatever I can and see what options it's going to let me use. Okay, I'm just going to see if it'll let me do a score. So score line. Okay. Highlight it. Oh, it is letting me attach it on this one. Okay. But I don't know how that's going to work. let me try something here and see if it switched. It did. It switched over to the Maker 3. Let's go back to the Joy Xtra. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to confuse you, but I want to give you this option if you need to do everything on one machine. So let me highlight this, detach it. Okay, yeah, that's where we're getting the warning sign. So up here, it's going to tell you not supported by the Joy Xtra. So let's just go ahead and change it to foil. Okay, and it's going to say, it says medium foil, that'll work. Then I need to highlight both and click attach. There we go. So that's how you would do it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this super long. I just wanted to give you guys the ability to make this work for you. All right, so that's really all we have to do right now on the end of creating in Design Space. Now, if you wanted to cut out the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or the 4 by 5 3/4, like main piece, you could do that as well on here. But I just want to show you how to do the basic to get your Cricut to cut out the basic things that you need to make the shaker portion. And this would be the card. So we're just going to cut out this part right here, and then we're going to cut this out, and I'm going to use the foil tool instead of obviously a scoring tool because we can't. So now we're going to make it. So let me get my supplies out, and I will head over to, I'm just going to show you this quick before I hop off the laptop, because that's what I'm going to have to do, is hop off in order to show you guys, switch my camera around. Okay, you're going to pick what kind of cardstock you're using. We are using our 80-pound cardstock. It says move star wheels over. We got that. I keep mine moved over. And it's going to tell you to put in your foil transfer tool. And then it's going to tell you to put the foil down, which we aren't going to do. We don't need to do that because we're not actually going to foil anything. And then we're going to load our mat into the machine. All right, so let's get that. And I will see you when I flip the camera. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is it's telling me to load my medium cardstock and my foiling tool. So that's what we're going to do. If you guys are new to my channel, I find it easiest to turn everything at like an angle or the widest width towards me. And that just makes it easier for me to line up my edges to keep things on straight. It works really well with vinyl too. So we're gonna put this piece in, and we're gonna take out our cutting tool. I just stick it into my little holder here, which I think it works a little better right there. And then I'm gonna put my foiling tool right here. Then I'm gonna slide this in because, as we know, when our machine is blinking, it wants us to do something. So it's just measuring out, making sure everything's aligned on the mat. And the first thing it's gonna do is foil. So basically it's doing the scoring now. And we're gonna click go. So remember, this is just a hack. This isn't like, I believe, what it was intended for, obviously. But it puts that little mark right here so you know exactly where to score it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can feel it. It's right there. All right, now it's telling me to take this out and put in my fine point blade. Clamp that into place and click go. Okay, now I'm going to unload this. And then I want to show you, like, do you see how much paper you're wasting? So if you do it this way, maybe you guys can see the score line here. I'm not sure. This is the score line. So if you just wanted to make a card out of this, you could make 2 cards because you're going to cut it perfectly in half, and you're going to have your two separate cards you can make. Where otherwise, if you make a card this way, and say you're making a bunch of cards for Christmas or something, you're wasting all this extra paper. Where if you just cut it straight across in half and then folded it in half, you would have two card bases out of one piece of paper. All right, so let's pull this off. I shouldn't be doing it this way. I should do it the way I teach you guys to do it, is flip your mat upside down when you're working with paper and vinyl, because it just keeps things from rolling too badly. And I did an okay job at that. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Now I'm going to keep this paper because it's really good paper, and we're going to be working with that in another video that I have planned. All right, so we have our main piece cut. So we have this piece cut with our score line with our foiling tool. And then this is going to be our one background piece. All right, now we need to use the orange. So let me get all of the orange. And I do need to trim this. So the easiest way, if you do, and this is for if you guys don't really have any, like a cutting tool, I would normally just cut this orange down to fit my mat perfectly with my Creative Memories trimmer. But this was a question that for somebody that like just wanted to use their Cricut for the main cutting. So I'm just gonna, you guys will see my terrible straight cutting abilities here. Don't laugh at me, guys. I work hard at this. This is why I have a Cricut, because I cannot cut things straight to save my life. I don't know why. All right, so that's good. That's gonna be fine. That's not gonna interfere with anything. So now we're gonna open this up. We're gonna slide it in. Well, I have to pick. We're gonna do 80-pound cardstock. Wait, is this a little bit thicker? Nope, we're gonna actually do 100-pound cardstock because I think this is a little bit thicker and I wanna make sure it cuts all the way through. All right, so now our machine's flashing. We're just gonna press it in. And guys, if I didn't say this, which I probably did say this already, but I film things in different orders for you guys. So usually what I do is I get on and I create and make the project before I do the intro and the information before the video. So in case I didn't say it, this is for the card that, the shaker card. And this is for people that doesn't really have anything but a Cricut. I'm sure you have scissors and things like that. But this just gives you all of the options and all of the ability to use the products that you have. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna unload it. It's gonna kick it out and we're done. Now the only thing I didn't make is the leaf. And you could put anything there. You could put a pumpkin on this. So whatever you want to create to put on here is perfectly fine. I did use a die cut for this that embossed and dyed, but that is your option of how you want to do that. So next we're going to pull everything off of this mat. And if the first piece comes off, like the main piece, that's fine. Again, keep this. You can use those scraps. I'm going to give you guys some ideas on how you can store them so that they're not like just shoved everywhere getting ruined. Peel all these off. And we'll get ready to assemble everything. So you're gonna have a bunch of inner circles and all you're gonna do is keep these for crafting later, right? Because we don't need the inner circles. We just need the main circles. So there's that. Oh, and you know what? I do need to cut another circle. I fibbed, guys. All right, so I originally meant to cut another one of these. So we're gonna hop back on and we're gonna cut another 2-inch circle because I need to cut it in my, so this is gonna be the background piece. So everything's gonna build onto this piece right here. And I need a 2-inch circle of my acetate, which is the clear piece like this that goes right here. Now, looking at this, I guess I did make it a little bit smaller, but you can adjust yours to whatever size you want, okay? Let me get out my acetate sheets. and cut it down. So here's my acetate sheet. It comes like with these in between them so they don't stick together. And then I will just quickly cut a little 2-inch circle. Okay. So let me put this onto here. Press that down. Let me go. Continue. Oh no. No, I did it right. Okay, there is one. I just didn't realize there was a third sheet. Okay, we're good. I don't have to do anything extra. Okay. So let's go. We're gonna do acetate. It's on there. Done. I knew it was on here. Okay. So just to be sure that it's gonna cut, we're gonna go to acetate. We're gonna slide our mat in and we're going to cut it. Guys, I was going crazy trying to find the setting and like it was right there the whole time. I knew it was in there. I just couldn't find it. All right, so it's set for acetate, more pressure, and go. Okay, so this time, unload. And no, it did not. And I even put more pressure. I wonder if my acetate is really like thick. So you may have to punch it out like this, which it's not hard to do. It's coming out perfect, but I guess maybe I just have really thick acetate. I don't know. Is that a thing? Really thick acetate. But yeah, it's still cut it. It just, and I used more pressure. So use your acetate setting, more pressure, and this will work. Okay, so we have this. And I think that's everything now. Now we have everything cut for that piece. And then I'm gonna cut the front cover. I don't wanna lose this. But see, I tried these two and I tried the wrong settings. And so I didn't want you guys to see the mess up, but I wanted to tell you about the mess up so you knew that I mess up. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is see the score line right here. We're going to fold right on that score line. Now again, that's a foil line technically. It's a foil line, but we made it a score line. So that's the little hack for that. And then you have your nice score right here. You're good to go. Now we need to make our front panel. So this piece here, I'm using this really pretty fall acorns and leaves with little mushrooms. The back has little polka dots on it. I used this for a bunch of projects that I was making. So I'm gonna just cut this into the size I need it. So I need it to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Actually, I need it to be 4 by 5 3/4. So here's 4 by 5 3/4. This is my Creative Memories paper. That doesn't look right. Is that right? Why does that look too tall? Because it is too tall. Because I cut it wrong. I need to cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, not 5 3/4. Okay. So here's your piece cut. Oh, that's sharp. By 4 by 5 1/4, because that's going to give you that 1/4 inch all the way around, like that, just like that. And then let me move these out of the way. Okay, so now we're gonna build our shaker card, right? So we have all these extra pieces, we'll set those aside. I'm gonna pull this out. And we're gonna use this just to, so I don't get a bunch of stuff on my regular cutting mat. And we're going to layer all of our circles together. Remember how we did that in the last video? When we didn't use the Cricut, we layered everything. That's what we want to do this time. So we'll make this our base. You can use glue to do this, guys. I despise glue. Like we are not friends. We don't hang out together. glue is not a good thing for me. I make a huge mess and normally ruin my project because I have glue everywhere. I can't do it. Okay. And then I just line it up with my fingers and press it all around. This is just building the height that we need to give ourselves space for the little leaves or whatever sequins you're gonna put in your card. Okay, so just press that down. I forget, I think I made 8 total. And you could do either. You could do the one you're about to use, or you can put the tape on the one that like all the layers are going onto. It doesn't matter. The reason I like using the Creative Memories repositionable tape is I can get the circle a little bit more like perfect when I'm lining it up. So you guys will have to tell me what you like to put in your shaker cards, whether you like to put like little cutouts, or do you like to put glitter in yours? Like, what do you like to use in your design, like in your shaker cards? It's a little bit harder to pick stuff up off this mat, which it does a perfect job for what I need it to do, except for when I'm trying to pick stuff up off of it. Okay. There we go. I think I need a little bit right there. Almost done. Here's that layer, and then our final layer. I kind of feel like it's going a little wonky, but it'll be fine. So we're going to do this piece, and then we have to do our acetate. So now that this piece is all together, we're going to take our acetate, we're going to lay it right on top of that piece there. We're going to press it down, and then we're going to put the tape on this piece. So when we lay it down on the acetate, it doesn't like leave any marks or anything like that. Because otherwise we could get tape where we don't want it on the acetate. Okay, I just kind of run my fingers around this one, the circle, so I get all of the adhesive inside, and then I'm just gonna lay it right on top and press down. So here we have our little like basket, I call it, of like where we can put all of our little goodies. And then on the back, we're gonna cover it up with this once all of our stuff is inside. So let me get our inside stuff and my little tool that we need. So here's the tool we need, and I'll get my little leaves out. So I have a couple different little things. I don't have a lot. I actually need to order a lot more. I don't think I need anything specifically for Christmas time or anything, but I need to order more like things like this so that I can make more shaker cards. Basically, all of my stuff is planned out for Christmas, so I don't want to like buy a lot more stuff. Sorry about that. Buy a lot more stuff. So here I'm just gonna rub this little thing. I feel like it leaves a little bit of a dusty cover on it. So I put that powder in and then I rub it all around and I get it on the edges where the tape was. And then I put in all of my little goodies. So here's my little leaves. Put those in. And now we're gonna adhere this onto here. So what I do is I keep my leaves in the center for now. And then I take the same tape, because repositionable tape will work for this. It basically, as it sits longer, it becomes more permanent. Like, I don't want to say it's permanent tape because it's not. Obviously it's called repositionable, but it works. Like, none of mine have fallen apart. So we're gonna, now that the tape's on, I'm gonna shake them out a little bit and lay my back piece down and just press it. And then we have our shaker portion of the card. So now that we have that, let's move this out of the way. Let's start building our card. So, okay. I don't really think there's like an up or down really. Well, maybe there is. Yeah, most of the mushrooms are facing one direction. Okay, so let's line it up the best we can. Press it down. And then we're going to take our little shaker element and we're going to adhere it here. Okay. Where did I have it on this one? I just kind of want to make it as close to the other one as possible. So we're going to have it right about here. I did make it a bit smaller. I guess that circle was pretty big. So we're going to press this down. I guess I'm not getting the force that it needs. I don't want to I know what I need to do. I need to press from the back. So I got to press it from the back. So there it's attached. And then here's our shaker elements. So I don't know, guys. I feel like when I make these, they'll move all around, but then they go to the edge and they hang out. And that's where they like to stay. But then we could put a leaf on if we'd like to. You could do whatever. Let me see if I can peel this one off so you can see the difference. I did make multiples of these, but this leaf might be too big. I don't know yet. I was undecided whether I was going to do a leaf or not on this one. Oh no, that looks cute. See, this one, there's more of a shaker thing, maybe because I made it larger. I don't know, but yeah. So there you have it. I'm going to actually put this one back on here because it was my original. So I don't know, guys. This is the system that you use. I don't know if this is too powdery or something. I don't recommend this. I think it's just very, very messy. I'm going to order the Creative Memories one and see if I have better luck with it. But I mean, you get the gist of it. I did put it around the circle, so it shouldn't be sticking because of the tape. It should be bouncing all around, but it really isn't. So I don't know. I'm actually going to peel this off and see what the problem is here. See, it's sticking to the paper. Maybe what I should have done is put some of the powder on this paper, because now it's attaching to this, and I don't really like that. We're going to fix it. I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to make it work. Okay. Okay, do that. Let me get all of these together. Okay. So now they're all in there. They're all moving around. Let's put the powder on this. Let's try that. Again, I don't like this powder tool. I'm going to get a different one. Okay. Then I'm going to use more tape. Oops. That's not good. That will not work. This is where we have to be careful. Okay. Push that in. So guys, I like to show you whenever something doesn't work for me, because I always hear you guys you'll say, well, I'm sure everything turns out for you. I can't do it. It's too hard. No, I just make it work. Honestly, I figure it out and I try to make it work so I'm not out of products. So let's try that. And I will use my stronger tape this time for the back of this. Okay. That did it. I needed to put the white stuff on the brown paper, not just on the acetate, because now it's moving all around. So that's what we wanted. We wanted it to move all around. So here's how they turned out, guys. I think they turned out super cute. I hope that teaching you the foil trick made it easier for you to maybe get score lines and things that you need score lines in. But this is how you do it with the Cricut. I don't know what to tell you about other than just save paper. Like, instead of having the Cricut cut out this whole piece, I would definitely save paper. And even say you don't have a scoring tool, like, I don't know, it bothers me that paper gets wasted. I don't know, I'm a weirdo. But say you don't have a scoring tool that has a scoring stylus on it. This might not be the very best one to share, to show you it on. Because this one does come with the scoring tool. But let me see, is this 4 1/4? Let me trim this down so you guys can see what I mean. That's not straight. So if you're making a card and say you want to use your Cricut for everything but the card base, which is what I recommend. You're going to cut it at 4 1/4. Okay, so say we're doing this. We're going to do a half sheet of paper. So you're going to cut your paper at 4 1/4. Then it's going to be 11.5 or 8.5 by 11. So it's going to be 4 1/4 by 11. And then you're just going to find the center of your paper. So even if you use a roller, just a basic roller, okay? Line your paper up. It helps with these sort of mats that have the lines. So you're gonna line up your paper and you're gonna find the center of it. So we're looking at 5 1/2, which is right here. So we know this line right here is 5 1/2. Take your roller on that edge, right like that, and then take anything. If you have a bone folder, or if you have, I want to try to use something that maybe you guys have that is not like a bunch of tools. Like, I don't know, maybe, do I have any pens up here? Maybe like the edge of a pen. Okay, and then just press down on the paper. Butt it up against the edge of your roller and press down. Okay, that's going to leave a line. Then all you're going to do is you're going to fold into that line that you made, right? So you're just going to pull up your edges like this. And then you can take your roller, you can take your whatever you have and just press it down. Again, I like to use, that roller's a little sharp, it's a metal roller. I like to use a bone folder and press it down. And then you have a scored line that you can work with. So that's the easiest way to make a scored line if you literally only have a roller and say a pen to make your score lines. And that is just to use these two things. A lot of trimmers, like the Creative Memories trimmer, has a scoring stylus that you can purchase to go with it. So I'm sorry guys, this video seems to be getting long, but I wanted to show you all of these things. So you have a scoring stylus that you can put into your trimmer, and that can score all of your score lines that you need. So if you only have, say, a Cricut Joy and you're trying to make something with the scoring tool and maybe you don't have the foiling tool, you can just use a trimmer that comes with that you can purchase a scoring stylus with. So it does the same thing. You put your little score line there and it makes it super easy to score. All right. So those are my kind of tricks and tips on scoring. And is there any other way that you guys can do it? I'm always trying to think of ways to help you guys like figure out what the easiest way to do something is, especially in the different projects that we make. Okay, so I'm going to put this back and slide this piece in like that. and we're ready to go to trim again if we needed to. But that's just my tips and tricks on that. All right, guys, so here is our cards. One last look at the card. It's right here. This is the original one that we made, and then I was asked to make a second one using my Cricut. So this one we didn't use a Cricut. This one we used the Cricut for everything except for this piece here that I cut. Again, I just don't like to waste paper. That's why I like to cut the base and like the standard sizes all by myself, like with the trimmer. All right, I hope this video was informative. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any video requests that you would like to see, please reach out to me. You can email me. I have an email link below. I also have my Cricut affiliate, my Amazon link, my Creative Memories link. I have everything linked below for you guys. My join, if you guys are interested in being a member of my members only group, it's Crafty Besties. Definitely reach out. I have a little join button on the top. It should be like at the top of my YouTube page that you can click join, and I would love to have you guys over there. We do lives at minimum once a week. I do a live with you guys that's exclusively for you, for members, and then I do a members only video once a week as well. So you get 2 videos a week, you get extra perks, things like that. So definitely go check that out. But if you lasted this long, thank you so much. Again, I hope you all have a great day. And remember, keep it cute, keep it crafty, and keep it extra. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.